It's that time of the year where we spread holiday cheer. Wow, I just made that up. I know I usually start my videos with, hey guys, but I just put up my Christmas tree. It's not decorated, but it's beaming in the background. Anyways, in today's video, hello, welcome. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some body moisturizers for the upcoming winter months. The first one is from Avene. This is a favorite of mine from Avene. Their Xeracalm AD Lipid Replenishing Cream. First of all, I love the packaging because it's easy to utilize when you're trying to put moisturizer on. You don't have to deal with the jar, and then it's not one of those pump bottles where the last third of the moisturizer is nearly impossible to get out. You know what I'm talking about. It's a tube with an airless pump packaging, and for that reason, they're able to make this product and not have to use certain preservatives that for people who have eczema or sensitive skin in some cases can be irritating. Of course, preservatives are not the devil, but for those folks, sometimes they are actually a culprit in their irritation. So overall, this formula, very short ingredient list, free of fragrance. It's got evening primrose oil in it, which is rich in omega-6 fatty acids that are helpful for, kind of recovery of the skin barrier. And it's an emollient that will smooth down rough skin cell edges. It also has arginine in it, which is naturally present as part of your natural moisturizing factors. It's an amino acid. It also helps with moisture content in the skin. And speaking of moisture content, this has one of my favorite humectants, glycerin in it, which helps pull hydration into the top layer of the skin, improving the moisture content of the skin. And by doing that, that actually helps your skin naturally exfoliate and turn over more efficiently and on its own and kind of get on track. This is wonderful for both adults and children, especially if you have eczema. I highly encourage checking this out. Avene is a company that has a lot of really interesting R&D, and their products all have thermal spring water. And there's a lot of research from Avene on certain components of the thermal spring water that may be helpful in healing inflammatory skin conditions like eczema. Of course, more research is needed on that. You've probably heard about probiotics, which are bacteria that are, helpful in the gut as part of our natural bacterial constitution. They're actually present as well on our skin, different bacteria. And in inflammatory skin conditions like eczema, those populations of good bacteria can get disrupted, may be responsible for flares of eczema and why people end up getting colonized with pathogenic strains of Staph aureus. So there's a lot of interest and research in topical prebiotics, which are kind of the food for the good bacteria, as well as postbiotics, which are compounds that are like metabolites from some of these healthy bacteria, which by themselves may actually help have an anti-inflammatory effect. So this product has a postbiotic called L-Modulia that comes from the thermal spring water. It seems as though it can help in reducing some of the neuroinflammatory mediators of itch and calming down symptoms of sensitivity. Comfortable to wear on the face, free of fragrance. Now this cream I discovered last year. It was new last year from Aveeno. It's the Restorative Skin Therapy Oat Repairing Cream. Love this 2 bits. They actually also make a body wash in this line. Both the wash and the cream were tested on oncology patients undergoing cancer treatment. And as part of the cancer treatment, the skin can become very distressed, lose more moisture, become dry, and very, very sensitive. And these products were well tolerated in those individuals. So they're very, very sensitive skin friendly. It has oat kernel flour in it and oat extract. Oats are rich in humectants. They have avenanthromides, which are a type of antioxidant that helps with skin barrier recovery. And Aveeno's been doing oats since oatmeal. I don't know where I came up with that. This product also has petrolatum, which is kind of the gold standard of occlusives. No other occlusive ingredient can work like petrolatum to the same extent as far as reducing transepidermal water loss. And it also intercalates in between skin cells to get down into the top stratum corneum layers of heaped up stuff to smooth everything out and improve moisture content and moisture retention. And it's got, again, my favorite humectant, one of my favorite humectants, glycerin, wonderful for helping to improve barrier recovery. It's got pro-vitamin B5 or panthenol, which is also good for the health of the moisture barrier and skin barrier recovery. Very short ingredient list. This is another one that, don't tell Aveeno, but I comfortably wear this on my face as well. Again, always suggest trying that out. I say don't tell Aveeno because that's not something that they tested out, and so it's probably not you know, kosher with their marketing, but I have used it that way and I do recommend trying it out because, I mean, the ingredient list is very, very short as well. Now this is a thicker cream, but it does have dimethicone in addition to the petrolatum. Kind of helps it kind of cut down on the greasiness factor of it, and I think that is why it's more comfortable to wear on the face. The greasier the moisturizer, the less desirable it is on the face, where you have a lot more oil glands that can just feel uncomfortable, and for some people can make them feel hot. If you have rosacea, that may actually aggravate the rosacea a bit by kind of causing you to overheat a bit and lead to more flushing. So it's not going to be right for everybody to do that, but definitely try it out. It can cut down on the number of products you end up using. All right, I have two moisturizers here that are kind of copycat packaging here, the blue and white, and they're pretty similar, but I love them both. And there are, you know, subtle differences between the two. The first one is what I'm using currently, actually. It's the Bioderma Atoderm cream. I got this from Amazon. They sent it to me, so it was gifted to me, and I love it and would definitely repurchase it. The Ultra Nourishing Cream. And then this is a long-standing favorite of mine, the La Roche-Posay Lipikar AP Plus Balm Intense Repair Moisturizing Cream. Gosh, these names, they're always a mouthful, like, anyways. So both of these moisturizers are free of fragrance. You can wear them on the face and the body. Both of these are really good for eczema prone skin, but just anybody in general. Very no nonsense ingredient list, short ingredient list. They are free of fragrance, but they both have niacinamide. Niacinamide is arguably one of the most evidence-based ingredients out there that is being marketed to people for not only dry skin, but also for hyperpigmentation. So I point that out because a lot of you guys deal with hyperpigmentation, like in the armpit area, between the inner thighs. And unfortunately, a lot of the ingredients that help hyperpigmentation, they're not good to use in the armpits. Too irritating. Niacinamide is where it's at. If you've got hyperpigmentation in the armpits and you're looking for something to help brighten it up, it's evidence-based, and it will also help cut down on the irritation in the armpits because it helps the moisture barrier out. Plus, these are both very good moisturizing creams that will cut down on frictional irritation. Now, I know a lot of you guys are sensitive to niacinamide, so the Avene product does not have that in it, nor does the Aveeno product. So those are free of niacinamide, but either of these would be a great choice. They kind of look the same. The La Roche-Posay Lipikar product has shea butter in it. The Bioderma product does not. Shea butter is a great ingredient. It helps reduce water loss out of the skin, but that's just a subtle difference between the two. This one feels a little bit more lightweight on the skin, but it does a really good job with, you know, reducing dryness and irritation. And again, safe to use on the face. This one has mineral oil in it, and it also has some silicones to help reduce water loss out of the skin. It does not have the shea butter in it. So that's kind of just a subtle difference between the two. These are fine for the whole family to use. Adults, children, babies. I mean, this is what we're talking about when we say bland moisturizer. Very minimal ingredients, helpful for the moisture barrier, helpful for dry skin conditions, the moisture barrier, reducing irritation. Now, if you are sensitive to niacinamide, then I would skip these, but that is an ingredient that can help with hyperpigmentation. It also is anti-redness. It can help with irritation, and it can help facilitate barrier recovery. I mean, it has numerous skin benefits. It's not one of those cash grab trendy ingredients. It is probably one of the more evidence-based cosmeceutical ingredients that you're finding in skincare products, niacinamide. Oh boy, oh boy. Speaking of evidence-based ingredients, this is one that just does not get enough love, and that is urea. Urea is naturally part of your natural moisturizing factors, but applying it topically to the skin can help in boosting up ceramide production in the skin, as well as with barrier recovery. Now, at lower percentage strengths, it's mostly acting as a humectant, helping with hydration in the skin and helping with barrier recovery. But at higher percentage strengths, urea is also a keratolytic, meaning it kind of dissolves the glue between sticky skin cells, and that's going to help with softening rough, bumpy skin. It's going to help smooth out the skin surface and improve skin texture at a keratolytic strength. I'm going to draw your attention to this new body moisturizer from Cetaphil, Rough and Bumpy Daily Smoothing Moisturizer for rough, sensitive skin. It has 20% urea. So at that percentage, it's a keratolytic as well as a humectant. So it's going to help with moisture content, but it's also going to be doing some exfoliating. Now, for that reason, of all the moisturizers I'm mentioning here, this one you would not want to use on your face. It's more for areas of the body where you have dry, rough patches. I also would not use this in the skin folds, like under the armpits, in between the thighs, under the breast, because the rubbing there, it may make the urea more irritating. Urea is one of those ingredients that's really good for, again, moisture content. It has many benefits for the skin, but if you have very sensitive skin, urea can sting. This also has glycerin in it. I have noticed that a lot of urea moisturizers, they kind of go on the skin in a more streaky fashion. So I don't know what Cetaphil, what kind of magic they exerted. Perhaps it's the fact that this has sweet almond oil in it and emollient, but this goes on really smooth on the skin and absorbs quickly. It doesn't do that streaky thing that a lot of urea moisturizers do. If you've ever used one, you know what I'm talking about. I've noticed a lot of retinol body creams do that too, where they just don't go on as smoothly on the skin. So this does. I've been really happy with it, because my other favorite urea body cream that I love is the Eucerin Roughness Relief moisturizer. It's a cream that comes in a tub. It has a purple label on it, I think. I love that one as well, but that one does go on with that streaky application that is just not as, you know, cosmetically appealing. I mean, they're both great, but this I think is superior in that it just goes on more evenly, more smoothly, and it leaves the skin feeling soft, hydrated. If you have keratosis pilaris on the body, definitely check this out. You can also use it for dry patches on the elbows and knees. You could use it on the feet as well to help smooth out any callus that you have. It's also a good ingredient. Urea is a good ingredient for your nails as well. So this is a good hand cream to use. It's good for your feet, you know, your toenails, to keep the nail plates hydrated. And it also helps with the cuticles. Yeah, it's just a nice creamy formula, good for improving skin texture to areas of the body where you have rough, bumpy skin or patches. You know, skin that you might describe as ashy, it would benefit from using a urea moisturizer such as this. All right, now the last product I have been loving, and I kind of was like, should I even mention it? I mean, I've mentioned it in my vlogs and over on Instagram, but unfortunately, it's very difficult to come by. It's new, it's from a brand I've loved for years, Aquation, and it is their new Intense Moisture Cream Collagen. You can only buy this, as far as I know, at grocery stores. Like, I got mine at Kroger. You can get it at King Soopers, Ralph's. All of those grocery stores kind of under that same family seem to have this product, which I've been using and love, but a lot of you guys have said that it's sold out at your grocery store. It's not on Amazon. It's not at, you know, this brand, you used to only be able to find this brand at Walmart, but they're not included in this particular product from Aquation, the collagen cream. Aquation also came out with a cream that has hyaluronic acid in it. I think it has a blue label on it, and then they came out with one with a retinol. So I bought this, long story short, and I have been loving it. It is great. It's got ceramides in it, which can help with barrier recovery. It's got hydrolyzed collagen in it, which is a humectant in skincare products that helps with moisture content. Again, ultimately improving the water content in the stratum corneum, just helps your skin maintain homeostasis better and turn over more efficiently. And it also has got panthenol in it, like the Aveeno product, which is good for the moisture barrier. It has glycerin, a wonderful humectant. Now this does have coconut oil in it, so when we're talking about putting it on the face, be careful. Some people with acne-prone skin find that coconut oil breaks them out. It's not greasy, it's really thick and rich. And I have made my way through quite a bit of it already, as you guys can see. It's rich, but it absorbs quickly, and I've been enjoying it actually on my face, although, as I mentioned, you do want to be careful if you are sensitive to coconut oil. It's got shea butter in it, and again, another wonderful occlusive for reducing water loss out of the skin, and it has jojoba seed oil, a really nice emollient for softening dry skin cell edges. It pains me that this has become so difficult to find because it was only $9.99, which I know is still a lot of money for a lot of people, but in the landscape of things, it is a relatively affordable price for a moisturizer. They have gotten very expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a moisturizer, you guys. Remember that. You don't have to spend big bucks on moisturizers. But anyways, I thought $9.99 was a pretty good price. The brand is cruelty-free. Yeah, it's strange. I honestly feel like this brand there's something going on. Like, I think maybe they're struggling because it's odd. I went to their website and they only seem to have or talk about this line of Epsom salts that they have, which, you know, whatever, but they don't talk about the moisturizers on their websites. I don't know if they just came out with them and then weren't able to keep their inventory stock, so have discontinued them, which again, I regret talking about it if you guys can't actually get them, but they are very good. If you see them in your grocery store, definitely pick one up. Let me know what you think about them, because I've been really happy with the collagen one. The retinol one looked really promising as well. Retinol and body creams, it's good for improving the look of stretch marks. It's good for any hyperpigmentation you may have, fine wrinkles, discoloration, as I mentioned. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but I don't know what's going on with Aquation. I reviewed some of their other products a couple of years ago, actually. Their moisturizing cream, lotion, and they had a face wash, which I loved. And you could only ever get those at Walmart. I have not seen them in Walmart, but I did check online, and those products you can still get from walmart.com, at least as of me checking today. So I guess I would say I recommend those if you can't get this collagen one. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. So those are the moisturizers, you guys. I'm gonna do an updated video on ointments and balms for the winter. You guys were asking for that as well. You know, Cetaphil came out with their new healing ointment, which I've been trying out and liking. So I'll be sharing with you guys some updated balms and ointments for really dry, irritated skin, reducing windburn, chapped skin. So make sure you stay tuned for that. On the end slate, I'm going to put my recent video all about winterizing your skincare routine. So definitely check that out if you missed it, especially if you live somewhere cold. Unlike me, cold is 80 degrees, but I'm always moisturizing anyways. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.